If we are talking about the rent, like
rent is expensive
yeah,
here.
quality of life also, the rent is also part of it. I've gotten like some of my friends
I
that
know a lot of Ghanaians or even other nationalities who were born here, and I'm like, wow, so you have citizenship. Wow, you will also be enjoying the free university, free fuel, and free some other stuff.
documentation you need to have, some certifications you need to have. When you are thinking that you have this certificate, you are finding someone who even has more certificates than you. And this thing, you cannot find it in Qatar. Is that you're a boy
or a girl?
Or you're a girl? The person already removed one. The rest have to shoot. So I just believe.
Yo, what's good, beautiful people? Welcome back again to our wonderful YouTube channel. Today I have here with me
Shioma vlog.
See how she's acting like a good girl. Shioma vlog. Anyway, so in today's video, we've had a couple of people asking the comparison. Why would someone want to live in Qatar, and why would someone in Qatar want to leave Qatar to, you know, the Western world? Because myself, I've been fighting lately, like, I want to leave Qatar and go to the Western world. I want to go to Europe. I want to go. But I'll have people in my comment section being like, but you are in Qatar and you want to leave. We also want to come. So today we've, listed down a few things. We are in Qatar, so we have the experience in Qatar. But we've also been able to gather a few information from most of our friends who live in the Obama world, and we've been able to gather a few information from them. So in today's video, basically that is what we're going to talk about. And today I have her here. She also has a YouTube channel. You can check her YouTube channel. It has to be showing up right here or in the description box, so you can follow her. She's doing really a good job. She's the only Nigerian woman doing this here. So please, let's show her some love. See how I'm doing all the advertisement. You need to pay me. So yeah. How much do you need? So now we've putting down a few things here. So the first thing to talk about is quality of life. I think the reason why most of the people, I've spoken to a lot of people in the US. Now the reason why most of them are moving here is, the first big thing is just taxing. I had this Ghanaian doctor. He was in US. He got an offer from one of the biggest private, is Sidra Hospital a private hospital?
Yes, a private American hospital.
Yeah, so he got an offer from Sidra Hospital, and he moved from US to Qatar here to work. I'm like, who the hell would leave heaven? Because my God, people call US heaven. Like, who would leave heaven to come to Qatar to come and work? But then again, when you start having conversations with them, they'll make it clear to you, like, over here is like, the country is very caring. The kind of life they have over here is much better as compared to the one they have in the US there. So yeah, I think.
Yeah. And in regards to the quality of life, for me, is the cost of living. Generally, the cost of living here in Qatar is very high, especially when you are going for grocery shopping. It can get really expensive.
That's like the opposite of just what I said, right?
Yeah, it can get really expensive. And you will not blame Qatar, because one of the reasons is they are not producing the things themselves.
I think the only thing they produce over here is dairy. So like milk and eggs.
Even now they're beginning to plant now, like cucumber. Now Qatar is now going into production, which is making the things a little bit cheaper, but it has not really reached that stage where you find things very cheap. Unlike the Western countries where they are producing the stuffs themselves, you can get the cost of living there might be a little bit cheaper than Qatar, but we know generally there's inflation all around the world. Everyone is actually complaining. It's just all about how you can manage yourself. It's just all about how you can sustain yourself in anywhere you're going to. But I would say the cost of living here in Qatar is kind of expensive compared to the Western world.
Yeah, even the cost of living over here, let's say if you want to rent an apartment in Ghana, the amount of money you would pay here monthly for, let's say, an apartment can rent an apartment in Ghana for a whole year. Imagine, for just 1 month over here.
Ghana is not Western now. We're talking about the Western world.
I'm just saying, basically, like, this place is expensive.
If we are talking about the rent, like
rent is expensive here.
Quality of life also, the rent is also part of it. I've gotten like some of my friends that they are in UK. They are complaining that getting a house is very, very hard for them. There are lots of things. There are some houses that they will tell you that they don't want kids in the house.
Some of the houses they
prefer pets. They prefer pets in the house. But here in Qatar, you'll find out that houses, they're actually more.
Yeah.
the number of the houses, like Qatar has really built their country ahead of time, so that there's not going to be like shortage in accommodation. So compared to the Western countries, when it comes to accommodation, yes, like you definitely get accommodation. It might be a little bit pricey, but at least you're going to get it.
Yes. Also, one of the things here I would want to add is citizenship. Now, listen, I know a lot of Ghanaians or even other nationalities who were born here, and I'm like, wow, so you have citizenship. Wow, you will also be enjoying the free university, free fuel, and free some other stuff. But guess what? They say no matter how long you live here, you can never be a citizen. Now, I had this Sri Lankan friend of, his father is from Sri Lanka and the kid, right? So his father from Sri Lanka and his mother from Algeria. But his father has been in Qatar for the past 37 years. His father is a lawyer. So if he was supposed to be in the Western world, I'm sure by now he should be a citizen.
Yeah.
Because countries like the Canada, just live there for like 4 years and like be a legal person over there, live there for like 4 or 5 years, automatically they grant you, you apply for citizenship and eventually you get it. But in Qatar here, it's never going to happen. The only thing you get is your QID, that's your Qatar identification card. But guess what, even if you leave, they will take it from you.
But if you have, like, I've heard something about the permanent residency. That's if you're buying a property here in Qatar worth 3.6 million upward. 3.6 million Qatar reals. You'll be getting the permanent residence, and you can come into Qatar. You can do anything in Qatar the way you want to. But maybe if you are selling out the property, then you might be losing the residency. Okay, just know that if you have the money and you are thinking of maybe you want to settle down finally in Qatar, you can opt for the permanent residency. When it comes to their passport, you're not getting that, okay?
Even their footballers.
Maybe one of these days, maybe the law might change, but for now, just know that the passport, no, you're not getting it. While the other one for me is the competition. The competition in the Western world is...
Competition in what sense?
Like when it comes to getting a job, like all these high qualification jobs is usually very high for you to like get it. But I think over here in Qatar, let me finish with the Western world. The Western world, there's some documentation you need to have, some certifications you need to have. When you are thinking that you have this certificate, you are finding someone who even has more certificates than you. So the competition in the Western world is very high, and you all are struggling that, oh, this person has this certificate, I think I need to upskill myself for me to have this other certificate more than this person. But here in Qatar, there are some jobs that you are going to get. Normally, you know that you are not even qualified for that job with your qualification.
But you still get it.
Qatar, like, they open hands to you. They want to know what you can do.
They believe in experience.
Yeah, what you can do, your experience than your even the papers you are taking. They feel that your certificate is just papers. It's good for you to have the certificate
to back you up sometimes.
What they need is hands-on. Can you do this for us? Your experience. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I think it's true because I've had a lot of people who came from their country. Let's say, I'm sure you always, sometimes on your channel, you use examples from Nigeria most of the time. So I will also use Ghana as well. Yeah. I have most of my friends who are here. They just tried this Nebosh courses for occupational health and safety hazard. Just like 2,000 riyals for the certificate, and now they are working as professionals in such fields. Whereas I'm sure that if you happen to be in the UK or in the Canada or wherever, you would have to top up. This certificate, this diploma certificate you got over here is just not enough for you. You would have to at least. I know a friend of mine who was an Uber driver over here. He moved to Canada to be a driver. He has to go to driving school again to get their, their stuff. Aside getting his license over there, he still had to go through the whole process again. Let's say if you're coming from Ghana and you have already driver's license and you want to take a driver's license course over here, it's just very easy. You don't take full class, you just take like half class. That will be like within a week or two, and then you get your license. So that is how flexible it is over here. And also on our list, we would want to add security. I think Qatar is very, 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 very safe. You can see our surrounding. This is like a food court. We are sitting here, we are shooting. I'm sure if this was supposed to be in any part of the Western world, people will be coming at you like, yo, if you're not buying anything here, you cannot sit here and film.
Yeah. Right? For me, the security, like what really made me to commend Qatar was during the World Cup. Even though this country is a very small country,
Oh,
and a
Joe,
lot
yeah.
of people were saying a lot of negative things about them, about Qatar, that they might not be able to contain the fans that are coming. But they did a very wonderful job. Even we that we are staying in Qatar, we
did.
felt safe. We felt
Just say we did a wonderful job. They did not. We did. You played your part. I played my part.
Yeah, we
too.
all played our part,
Yeah.
okay. But the government, which I think we should commend Qatar government for them making that even possible.
Right,
At least we
right.
felt safe, our properties felt safe, and all of that. But I've not seen any World Cup that is as peaceful as
This one, yeah.
Qatar, as the way they did.
One of the best.
Yeah, the security system is top notch. If you should even lost your phone, you go back to that place,
Yeah,
you
you'll
talk
find
to the
it.
security there, you are definitely going to find it. There was one of my friends, she forgot her phone and 2,000 reals
Ooh.
in metro, inside the metro train. She has already gotten home. Then she remembered that she checked, she wanted to pay the cab man. She was not finding the money again. She went back to the station. Then they said yes. She said she forgot her purse. They said that yes, they know that what is inside the purse and everything.
Yeah, they will ask
She
for your ID,
Yeah,
all
she
your
told them
details.
everything, and she still found that 2,000
Yeah.
reals
Yeah.
inside the purse, which is in another country. Bruh, will you find it there? No, you will not find it there.
no,
So that's how safe Qatar is. You can even leave your phone and just walk away. People will be scared to pick up that thing. So Qatar is a very safe place to live in. It's a very safe
And also
place.
one more thing to add, it's multiple jobs. If this is one of the things that I always cry over here, because me, for instance, I have a lot of time. I don't know how many hours you work, but I work only 7 hours. So I have a lot of time. After work, sometimes I feel like if I don't go to the gym, if I don't sleep, if I'm not shooting, or if I'm not creating content, then what else am I doing with the rest of my day that I have? If I was in any other country, I'm sure I would have been having multiple jobs. Like over here, you can do some part-time job, but now, first of all, these part-time jobs are very difficult to come by. Very difficult. Because people know it's sort of illegal, because something that is not in the public's eye over here in Qatar, people consider it to be illegal. Like the freelance visa over here, people are doing it, but because it's not in the Ministry of Interior, books, it's illegal. That is how we consider it. And since you are working for one sponsor, you cannot use your sponsor's ID card to work for another person.
One, no.
So it becomes illegal. So having multiple jobs over here is, I know a few people who are working who are having 2 jobs maximum. Your regular job that you do plus, some 1 or 2 here and there, but you cannot publicly have multiple jobs around. So yeah, I think they should try and work on that for us also.
Yeah, for me, the multiple jobs compared to other Western countries that you can do 2 to 3 jobs. And why they are working 2 to 3 jobs is because because of their tax system. They are paying lots of tax, and
it makes sense.
They need money to run those taxes. If you are dependent on one job for you to pay your tax and take care of yourself, it's going to be very high.
Not enough.
But in Qatar, let's try to balance. You are not paying any tax, and work one job and have your health to yourself. So that's how I view the whole thing. But what I would advise people coming to Qatar is, if you can learn a skill that is going to help you, that after your job, maybe you have a skill that can fetch you money, then you do it. But if you're having the mindset that, just like Europe, I'll come here and I'll work 2, 3 jobs, brother, sister, it is not possible, okay? Just take it out of your mind. While the last one, I think that's the last one, is friendly.
Oh, that is not the last one. It's my channel. I tell you the last one, please. It's okay, let's go ahead.
The next one for me is friendly expat community in Qatar.
It's true.
Comparing to the Western world, I think the Western world is just everybody just mind your business. Everybody is just
nobody gives
nobody is even looking at your face, because everybody, they are running their time. Any little time they are spending with you is money.
Time is money up there. Up there, time is money.
They are just going, even though maybe you're on the road, maybe you really need help. They might not really come to come and help you.
I realize over here, if you fall down, the next 10 minutes, ambulance will be there.
The next person by your side is already calling ambulance, that someone is down and everything. They are coming for you.
That is one thing you can never take away from these people.
And that is one thing I really respect about them. I really respect that about them. The way they are friendly, the way they bring people together to themselves
right.
compared to other Western countries.
Other
What
Western
can you say about that?
Yeah, I think you've said it all. Now the last point to add is now let's talk about how to raise kids over here. Do you think, because you have been here, she's married, so are you planning to have kids? And if you are planning to have kids, what are some of the things you think that are going to help you as compared to having kids back home?
Okay, for me, I'm going to compare it with Western.
Okay.
With the Western world. I would like to have kids, yeah, if I'm opportune, if God said that this is where I'm going to have my kids. I believe that it's much more better for you to train your children here. Unlike, I think sometimes last week or last month, UK, they were complaining that children are beginning to change their gender in schools. Yeah, that I think the Prime Minister came out and said it has to be from the parents' consent and all of that. I think in America too, this thing is also happening. And this thing, you cannot find it in Qatar. Is that you're a boy
or a girl?
Or you're a girl.
You don't do such things over here.
And Qatar environment makes it easier for you to like discipline your kids.
Your kids,
and
true.
That is something I so much appreciate. I want to put it out there as parents, even though we are looking for this money, according to us, we want to make life better for our kids, okay? But we should also take our time to train these kids. And I think Qatar gives you a hand over your kids for you to like put them in the way. Maybe when they get to the secondary school level or maybe university level, then you can send them to that Western world for them to go and continue their education. But at least the primary training, you've already done it for them. Why
That's
it's
like
not,
the foundation.
Yeah, the foundation, you've already done it.
Yeah.
It's now left for that child to train him or herself. But to me, I believe that Qatar is one of the best places for you to like train your kids, and the security, like in US, the gun violence, your child can just go out to school, and maybe someone that is having bipolar, that is just angry over nothing, can just come to the school and start shooting. And this is something that you cannot even do. I've not even seen anybody with gun. No. Even the police, I've never seen them with gun walking up and down. They might have it, but they don't like show it like publicly. You are not even allowed to have possession of any armed equipment or armed whatever it is. But compared to the Western world, someone can just be angry and say that, oh, I'm depressed. The person already removed gun. The rest have to shoot. So I just believe that.
I like that one. He removed gun and what?
So I believe that this place is much more better for you to train your child. Yes, you can argue with me, but put your arguments in the comment section.
Exactly, guys. So this will be the end of our video today. If you like what we just said, or if you think we said something that is very challenging, or you feel like you don't agree with what we said, you can just leave them in the comment section. Let your fingers do the talking. Don't attack anyone. And one of the most important things, let's remain respectful in our comments and all of that. So anyways, her name is Shioma Vlog. So yeah, you can check her channel out. She's doing amazing. And if you want to come to Qatar, or if you want any extra information, you can check her on Instagram, and then she can help you with that. So yeah, we are out. Stay safe, and we love you all. Bye bye.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
How many minutes?
18.